I have to say, honestly, it has been a pleasure to work with those people who are very talented and very problem-solving oriented. And I also have to say what Justin just said. The great thing about that project is that we always learn a lot from each other, and that has been a great experience. And that's all I want to say. I think the rest is up to you. I've added a slide of the museum of the Thyssen Museum in Málaga. Oh, right, I can continue speaking. We came here and said, as digital natives, as digital art historians, we don't want to be kind of globalists who fly here and there, but we want to connect with where we are. We want to connect with the culture at the city in which we are. We want to get in contact with museums in Málaga. And the Thyssen Museum is a very nice museum. It has great paintings that show the landscape, the area, and the people of Málaga and the surroundings here. And we have set ourselves a few goals, and the goals are written here. Most artworks in any museum are not on display, and most people will never see them because they never go to a museum. And we want to bring the artworks from the Thyssen Museum or from the culture of Málaga to where the people are. And that is usually the digital space, the virtual space, that's the internet, that's social media. And so in order to promote artworks from the Thyssen Museum and in order to introduce culture and art from the city of Málaga to a global audience, we thought it would be also nice to show as a case study what meaning it has, what are the possibilities and opportunities if you as a museum give your data out as open data, as structured data, in order to bring your artworks into different contexts. So the solution is to develop a tweetbot for the Thyssen Museum. That has been the solution to our goal, and now we show you, we walk through every step of that process. Challenges. Let's speak about challenges.
I think the major challenge of our project is to personally collect data from the Málaga culture. Seems like a lot of museums in Málaga still have no very structured data online and a lot of unknown artworks online. So this is a major challenge we firstly met. And the second one is how to engage with the more audience, because actually we saw a lot of the museum both online. Most of the museum online have no a very active response. So that's the major challenge. That's the second major challenge we have to deal with. That how to make more audience to be engaged with our project. And the third one is how to master very good programming language and build a very good infrastructure of our project. And also we have very limited time to do this project.
It have to be done today. Well, actually, my time frame has been to have been done with everything Friday 6 p.m. As a matter of fact, we have been done at Friday 5:30. So we could also do all those things that we have marked as nice to have. We did then. What is our infrastructure? Well, we had at first a website that is on my own web server, where I gave the participants a few information about our infrastructure, about R, about how to install R, and all the other things. Of course, we had R and R Studio for programming. That's the core of it. We had Git and GitHub in order to collaboratively code in parallel, so to speak. That was very important, also an experience for me. We used Google Drive for organization. That means we had a work breakdown structure that we built together. We had Google Chrome for scraping the website of the Thyssen Museum. We used Google WordPress, that is our summer school website, for announcing the tweetbot, and you can find it there. AutoChirp is a system that helps us running the tweetbot. We were using Twitter for tweeting, of course, and Polo Digital for being, because that is also an infrastructure. Space is also important where we come together, we work together, where we have fast internet and so on.
Okay, so then we thought what information do we want to show? We thought, of course, that we needed the images, of course. We needed some hashtags so that we could be found. And we wanted to mention, in most of the cases, the teaching museum, so that the people interested in the museum could see us. And as a content, well, I think that would come later, but as a content, we had a description in every web page of every image that we could use to say something about the work. So it's just not scrolling and watching images, so that you can get some insights about it. So we decided to have 2 keywords, which are 2 hashtags, of course. We decided to, well, mention the digital art history summer school, of course. And we also wanted to talk to the user, so that we weren't just showing information in one direction, so that we could have some feedback from them. And we were thinking about different questions, and yeah, since the keywords are created automatically and the description, we thought that maybe they could give us some feedback whether it was correct, accurate or not, for example. Yeah, we had to discuss a profile, which you're going to see. And you want to talk about the structure of the data?
Okay, so the data wasn't given to us. We had to scrape it from the actual website of the current teaching museum. And it had a lot of data that we couldn't use because it's something internal for the museum. But the most important things are things like the artist name. It had actually 2 formats. First the name, then the surname, and the opposite, which is, you can find it now. Yeah, artist name is the first one, but the other one is the first one. Oh, yeah, artist list. Then we had the artist biography, then we had some information on the piece of art that we were talking about. We had also the title of the work, the medium it was drawn on, the dimensions, and yeah, pretty much all the data that you need. But sometimes it was hard to manipulate because of the structure that they follow, because it's not something, there's no standard on this kind of data. And that's pretty much it, I think. There's no one to talk about. Okay. So for the actual tweet bot, which is Autotune, that's what actually makes what posts the tweets. We have to create a TSV file, a tab separated value file, that had at least the date, the time for it to be posted, the tweet content that we want to post, which has a limit of 280 characters. The picture, if we want, which has to be a link. That's why we had to upload the images to a web server. And if you want, you can give the longitude and latitude of where do you want the tweet to be located. I think we made the current teaching museum location. And yeah, that's it. Well, the tweets, as you say, the URLs are shortened to 23 characters, but you have to count 1 space more because you can have them together pasted with the text, and a maximum of 280 characters counting the link. And well, you have some official information from Twitter, although I think it's not very up to date in some things. But
this part was difficult because as we were generating everything automatically, sometimes we could have more than 280, and that would be a problem.
If you tweet the name of a Spanish artist, that can be 280.
Yeah. Actually, that was a problem. It was almost a problem. Someone wants to talk about the reference sector?
Yeah, actually, make this fast. Okay, we had a complex task, and since Harald could manage everything, he divided the task so that we could work parallelly, like he said, using GitHub. So, well, of course, the first steps were the basics. We'll install art and the art packages that we needed, and talk about what we wanted to do. import the data in our studio, download the images, which was pretty easy because we had all the URLs scrapped. Yeah, well, and some steps like creating DAHSS numeric, dimensions for images, get an average color because you're going to see that's important for the tweet. Yeah, so the day, yeah, I think there were 19 tasks, and we were 3-4 people working. So yeah, we actually went through them pretty quick because 18.
So that's our goal. That happened this morning actually. So we were very happy. At 10 o'clock, our official tweet took place. Nice. So
yes.
it's all about data processing. So we have raw data. We have to bring it into a format that the tweetbot needs. But because we also wanted to add images, that's what we call flashcards. That was a lot of data crunching that was very interesting. For your information, we've scraped 254 objects from the website of the Karlsruhe Museum. And just to show you one example, we get an image like this. That was your favorite artwork. These are example data. So we have the name, we have the title, we have some biography that's abbreviated here, that's sometimes very long. We have the title, we have the creation date, the medium, the dimensions, a certain ID that obviously contains the acquisition year. We have copyright information, and that is the image that we downloaded. And we have a mostly quite long description. And the description is that a human wrote, an art historian wrote something about this artwork, so about the artist, what you see here, the context of creation and so on. So that's very interesting. We want to use that in order to bring that into social media. But however, as you've seen, we have only a very limited amount of characters, we have only one image, but still we want to digest that and bring them in the short form. And we use natural language processing in order to take the most important keywords and sentences out of it. And you should also know, I think 3 or 6 artworks had no description, and we also have to deal with that. In order that you see what is in that collection, most of it is around 1900, late 19th century, which is pretty nice, but there are also a few exceptions of much earlier. And this is, by the way, the acquisition year according to this ID, and you see most of them were acquired in the mid-1990s.
I want to add to that also about the GRO of creation of the pieces. Some of them weren't real values. We didn't have any information, so maybe these gaps, these bigger gaps that we have are not filled, but they have some samples as well. Mm-hmm.
And this is an overview of all the images we have, of all the artworks that we want to tweet over the course of the next 254 days, because that's how many artworks we have. So we will tweet until April 13th, I think. Then we also derived some data. So we have original raw data, but we can also derive data and add it to our database from the images, for example. At first we took because everything we got is in character, we need to make this into numbers in order to sort it by that number, for example. But we have the height and width of the image. We have a red, green, and blue average value that you will see why we will need this in order to have an average color. And we have the average brightness. And we want to have hashtags that people find us in certain contexts. So what hashtags do we need? What do we take? And we took the most important keywords with a certain algorithm we'll show you later, and took that as hashtags, and we created a summary also with natural language processing that we could use in the flashcard as a description of the artworks within one sentence. Because you know, tweet users flick through their timeline very quickly, they don't have much time, half a second, and we have to catch them in that half second. So, image composition, the flashcard composition.
Okay, so first we needed to add at least the copyright to the image, but we didn't want to put it on top of the actual painting. So we thought about making a border and put it there, but we also thought that that would be very ugly. We wanted to include something more, and so we thought about including also the summary that we talked about earlier. And so we figured these two layouts, that one for the landscape paintings and this one for the portrait ones. So the text goes here or there. Actually this one was flipped eventually. The artwork now goes on the right side. But we faced some limitations imposed by Twitter. That is, the image, the file size, it has to be a maximum of 5 megabytes. Also, the images are really scaled down to be shown in the preview. And if they don't follow the 16:1 ratio, they get a bit cropped on the sides. So, yeah. This was some horrible sheets of paper I used to try and figure out how we should make the actual canvas that we show. Yeah, it's basically, well, it's basic. Yeah, that's yeah, no, actually, the whole thing is good. Actually, that's the problem when you erase it in something so fast. Okay, so yeah, basically some basic math to take that into consideration, the slide before this. This was the first canvas. This was actually a smaller size than what we have now. Now they are actually with a bigger resolution, so you can see them better. Well, these were some tests. That will be the summary. The background color is orange because I want to see actually the actual contrast. Here will be the copyright. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay.
Yesterday afternoon at 5:32 p.m. we have our first tutor to introduce our work, how it works. And like every day, from today to the April 13 next year, we will have like 254 tweets to introduce the works in the Common Tyson Museum, one piece of work one day. And this is our first intro and Twitter.
This was not manual, that was already automatic. And if in the moment it appeared, we knew our bot is working, and that was a great success.
And also we have the last Twitter to say goodbye to our users, or our lovers, the followers of our accounts. And the last Twitter will say thank you for the comments and the estimations, and we hope you enjoy our this visual journey for everyone.
What is natural language processing? Do you want to say something about that?
Well, let's talk about the algorithm that we use. To struct the keywords, we use the rate algorithm, which examines each document and selects the most important words, the most relevant words. And it does that by comparing how they co-appear inside the document. It was perfect for us because it would analyze each document separately. And yeah, we could do that through the Lex rank package in R. And for the summary,
well, the summary works in a similar way like the keywords, just that it looks at all the words and then calculates a certain rank for the sentence, and that's the most relevant sentence in very short. What on this journey, a lot of unexpected things happened. We show you just a few of them. For example, that we were looking at the date field, and of course we have certain cases like the exact date, a circa date, you have something like no date, and then we can get this. And this is one case only, but the problem here is we cannot transform, we cannot convert this into a number that we wanted. So these are the things that you find in your data set. Then we also find this.
Yeah, we found that while we were analyzing the descriptions, and though we were on the English version of the webpage, we found one text in Spanish. And we also found a poem in French, and that was a bit of a problem while we were doing analysis. But yeah, we worked through that.
Also, that was kind of unexpected, not really unexpected, but that can happen. If you set up your Twitter account, if you're tweeting, if you're doing tweets 1 minute after another minute in order to check the system, it locks you out quite quickly. But the reason here was that we thought there is a birthday of that account we can enter. And we thought, well, the Twitter will be born now, today, this Saturday. So we entered a date in the future, but it didn't work. Then we thought, okay, we take the birth year, the birth date of the Thyssen Museum. And then it locked us out because we said Twitter is only allowed for users over 13 years old, and the Thyssen Museum is younger. So I had to send them a photo of my passport to prove them that I'm older than 13 years. Similar things happened when we uploaded the data to the actual system. We get a lot of parsing errors that made us sweat sometimes, but we managed and we received a certain result. So this is the birth of our tweetbot. That's how it looks like. So it's just Málaga blog. We have a bit of profile. We are located in Málaga. We are linked to the Digital Humanities Summer School. And if you click on the first tweet that appeared this morning at 10 o'clock, you will see some short information here. You will find the keywords, a link to the museum's website, the image itself, the copyright that is necessary, and our summary of the description. So that will repeat automatically. We don't need to do anything anymore, and for 254 days it will work for us. So 3 days of work for us, 245, 54 days work for the computer. That's how it works. So if you are interested in what we did, you can also read the documentation, a very short documentation on our Digital Humanities Digital Summer School website, and the code you will find on GitHub. And in the end, we want to report about our experiences. We want to take photos. There's also there's also a link on the Twitter account to those sources. So, but the most important thing is not the tweetbot itself that will have an effect within Málaga and all over the world probably. But the important thing is what experiences did we make? And I have to say, I was very happy that GitHub worked as an infrastructure, because GitHub helps us to code in parallel. So we divided all tasks and could assign it to different people, and they could work in parallel. And that made us, because we are 4 people, that we are four times faster in coding, and that's why we accomplished quite much in this time. And that was great.
Well, my biggest experience was that you can achieve anything with data and people. Actually, the biggest problem was that the data wasn't perfect. But working with the people also teaches you something, as well as you teach them something. Like coming from mathematics, I didn't understand some things in art, and I've come to understanding them all this week.
As a beginner of data analysis, I have to say I learned really a lot from my teammates, and I'm so impressed about the method of characterize the raw data and transforming them into the Twitter growth. And very interesting to see like how this data science can create new conversation between the art history and the social media users.
And for me, it was just the 4 of us working together, like simply getting well organized and working through the same goal with such different profiles. We had a teacher, we had somebody who's beginning with data, we had a mathematician, an art historian, and we all got together to get the same goal. And we did it pretty fast and really well organized.
So what's the future outlook? Well, we are tweeting, and we are also generating data with it. That is, we ask a question to the user, and hopefully they will reply us in a way, for example, comment on it. And so in the future, on the Digital Art History Summer School next year, we could do a data analysis on those data. We could scrape keywords from replies and learn how users reacted to those artworks. And that will give us insights so that we can feed back to the museum people at the Thyssen Museum, and maybe we can also include the whole Thyssen Museum collection that's also in Málaga. Well, now I have felt it my mobile phone several times because several people have now retweeted, obviously, our tweet bot. And so that's it from us. Please now follow, like, retweet, and comment, and thank you for sharing our input.
Thank you, very, very nice project and very well explained. Some comments, suggestions, ideas. Okay.
For those of you with no previous coding experience, was it too much of a challenge? Did all of you have previous experience with coding?
Yes.
Okay, so all of you have experience.
Yeah, I think we met like different challenge. Like for me, maybe the programming and all this, how to say the system or dynamics of the data works is a challenge for me. And I think, but I think the good thing is I know like maybe what I'm going to learn next and what kind of method I can use in the future. That's my challenge. My teammates, they have a more specific challenge on how to dealing with the data and how to like characterize or how to scrubbing the raw data.
We had experience on coding, and she didn't, but it was a different experience. So we work separately, we work on our own code, but then we explain this part to each of us. So we learned different things. So we had experience, she could learn, I learned from him, and from Harald.
Yeah. And it was peer teaching, everyone taught to everyone. I think it's, yeah.
So I followed you, it's working, it's nice. But I have a question about the background color. How did you choose the background?
It was the average color of the image.
Okay.
And then you use the brightness to change the color in the text to just make it readable.
Yeah. Okay. That's a strong choice.
Yeah.
It makes, because a lot of the background often is actually is visible. Right?
Yeah. We thought about also just taking the border and the border of the painting and taking the average color with that, kind of to make the painting expand in some way that it didn't look very nice, so we scrubbed that.
Okay. It could have been all white too. So.
Yeah.
White is boring.
But the painting's exciting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, okay, thank you so much.